Arcade1up and Evercade Kith collabs, Raiden no-show, and the iconic arcade's golden sample confirmed. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what happened this week in home arcade and retro gaming. Episode 204. I was going back in time. Episode 204. Hope everybody had a great weekend, phenomenal weekend, all the finest weekends. I did not. I was going to kick off the fan home Millennium Falcon assembly, and I was going to get that thing almost completely wrapped. I was going to just wrap it up this weekend, and didn't happen because I finished 12 kits. Just so you know, the fan home Millennium Falcon, like other fan home giant model kits, is a subscription-based service, and you get these kits, these boxes come in, and each box has several kits in it, and then you eventually get the last one, which is what I did. About a year and a half later, 100 kits is what you get. 100 little bags of goodies come together like some ridiculously massive Voltron to create this beautiful Millennium Falcon that's going to have lights and all kind of good stuff. I got to 12. And then I hit a roadblock because I'm missing 6 kits, 6 out of 100. And the first 2 of those were 13 and 14. So sent emails, moderately calm emails, slightly strongly worded perhaps, but those emails did go out. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get some answers to those questions and get those kits coming in. So that was a little bit disappointing. Other than that, some cool stuff to talk about tonight. Some cool stuff happened this week. And what better way to do that than sit back, relax, and have a drink with friends. And tonight we are drinking Jefferson's. No surprise here, the go-to bourbon. Yes, we drink bourbon on this channel. Don't let those YouTube, prudes wag their finger at you and tell you not to enjoy a beverage. You can absolutely enjoy a beverage. When you get to a certain age, you don't have much else to live for. So cheers, everybody, for another weekend, another week in the books. That's pretty good. It's not bad. Let me know in the comment section what you're drinking tonight. Also in the comment section, the live chat. Actually, you're going to see a poll question every single week. We have a poll question. This week is no different. This week I want to talk about it. We got some news, slight news, on the iconic front. So I want to know where you're at. What do you want to see now that the golden sample has been confirmed? And we'll talk about that later on in the show. Which is it's the golden sample. It is the exact replica of what the customers can expect to receive. What do you expect to see in the coming days, weeks, videos and stuff? I'm sure a lot of media is going to be coming out showcasing what this cabinet can do. So my question to you is, what do you want to see from the iconic arcade golden samples? You got four choices, answers, some positive, one negative. The first one is I want to see the marquee up close. A lot of people had some questions about that. Number 2 is I want to see some actual gameplay. Number 3 is like the game select screen, the user interface. What's that going to look like? Is that going to be clunky? And your fourth option is nothing, because you don't care. And some people have also voiced their frustration and maybe just, complacency at this point. It's been so long. Some people have just sort of moved on. If you're in any one of those 4 camps, let me know right now. We're going to vote in, obviously, at the end of the show. We're going to go ahead and read off the tally, and the vote is kind of going the way that I expected. Not really a shock, but we'll talk about that later on in the show. Got about 52 votes, guys. Jump up there. Let your voice be heard. Speaking of voices being heard, let's say hi to the first comments tonight. And you guys, I think, I got to go back and check the database. Got to check the record, but we may have a first time. This may be the second time this has ever happened. We have a repeat winner. I believe last week, the number 1 spot did go to A2D2. Actually, her name is now It's Me A2. She changed it, keeping us guessing, keeping us on toes. She wins again. It's me, A2. A2, always great to see you in the chat. Hi, everyone, and a happy Sunday. Happy Sunday to you, too. Coming in the number 2 spot is JR. 33? Why are they making you put numbers on? I don't know. It's weird. I don't get it. Hi, everyone. Hi, JR. Thank you so much for being here. Nova Sonic 23 taking the number 3 spot. Hey, Fox and chat. I will have to catch this on the replay because this guy, I hate to dox him, but I'm going to do it. He's down at Universal having a great time. I hope you can see Back to the Future. It's still playing, the 40th anniversary, the re-release, so I want to check that out. Also, make sure you see Predator Badlands in theaters. I've heard mixed things about that Nova Sonic. The fact that it's rated PG-13 gives me pause. Coming in the number 4 spot is Shogekko. What's going on, buddy? Hello, folks. Fox, make it a good one. I will have a Miller Lite in hand. Crack the top, sir. It's time to enjoy that beverage and talk about arcades. Coming in the number 5 spot is Game Broker. What's going on, buddy? Hi, Fox. Happy Sunday. Can't wait for the show tonight. Hope your week went well. The week went up busy. I was out all week long, so I didn't get much done on the YouTube front. Got a little short video thrown out there. Was working on a couple more, and things sort of fell through. It is what it is. What can you do? Coming in the number 6 spot is Sir Sega. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. Yo, Fox, happy Friday. I wish Unico had better marketing. They put out vague videos of products and accessories with little to no info. They don't even respond to questions in comments. Not good. I agree. It's not good. You really need to have, this is, I think, what a social media person does. You know, I think this is what that social media manager would do. Engage with the audience, posts and videos, and collaborate with other influencers, and then get out there and converse with the community. Social media, it's just a huge driving force of any kind of marketing. And for the most part, it's not that expensive, but it does take somebody to devote a lot of attention to it. That's something they absolutely need to make a priority. Bob is coming in the number 7 spot. Thank you so much for being here, Bob, as always. Man, I hope you had a great weekend. I hope the rest of your day went well. Good to get to hear from you earlier today, bud. Coming in the number 8 spot is Milkman Classic 87. Happy Sunday, Fox and chat. Hope all is well. Really would like to see what Iconic's roadmap is going to be past the current announced cabs for 2025. A lot of people are kind of saying, yeah, okay, what else you got? And the reason they're saying that is because, well, I mean, you haven't really given us what you promised. And so we're kind of saying, well, maybe, okay, that's eventually going to come. We kind of know what that's going to be. What else you got? It's a fair question. Basic Fun rolled out several items. Whole another conversation there for sure. But thank you so much for your question, bud. Coming in the number 9 spot is Bruce Lee the Dragon. 955. What's going on, buddy Fox? Have you seen the brand new lottery drawings for the version 2.0 Arcade1up Kith Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Arcade Cab? You posted this while I was in the middle of actually modifying the show. We were going to talk about something else, and I saw that. I'm like, well, we got to talk about that tonight because that's going to be fun. But thank you so much for bringing it to my attention and being in the top 10, the number 9. So coming in the 10th spot is Ski Bammer. What's going on? Go 19K Fox. Go. I don't want to go. I just got here. What are you talking about? We also got a lot of other people in the chat. I want to stop and say hi to most of you, if not everybody. Frank D is also in the chat. David Deming is in the chat. Dan Z, what up, bro? Is Real Gaming is also in the chat. Jay Pace, good to see you, man. Little Alien, always out there mod like a mofo. Great to see you, buddy, as always. We got Angelo P is in the house. Neo Severa says Unico announced the Raiden collaboration maybe 4 weeks ago with a planned ship date of Q1 2026. What's the no-show? You'll find out shortly. Stay tuned. JJ is also here. John on the Fritz is also here. The B Me is here. James, who's a mildly annoyed. Oh my God, no. The Unico Raiden is smoking for sure. We also got Night Shadow is also here. And what's also here is a $5 super chat. This one comes to us from Molar Medic. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, brother. Always great to see you in the chat and kicking off the show right, trying to work towards that goal of second pour. Ready for a great show. Road Blasters graphics going on next weekend. Awesome. It's a hell of a milestone, buddy. Pick soon. Salute to all the active and veterans this week. And let's start second pour. We're absolutely right. Let's start second pour. Everybody have a drink, relax. But unfortunately, Molar Medic, he's got to go because the first, everybody knows this. The first super chat is also your one-way ticket to the pit.
Finish him. Molina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
And the stairs just to your left. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. If you've survived that fall, you can just walk right back up the stairs and you'll be good, buddy. Thanks so much for being here. B Kirby is also here saying, what's up, Fox and fellas? How you doing? Good to see you. The Real Zim, Stock Jock is here. MSU Rich is all up in his house. We got Gramps Arcade. We got Gin Rummy, 76. Excellent year, by the way. General Zod, Neil before Zod. Good to see you, man. We got the Thorcade. Thorcade? Yes. Great to see you, man. Greetings, programs. How are you? And I think we have that's most of you. We got the Sean Long is also Lauren. Sorry, Lauren. I have problems with the words. It's not you, it's me, and I mean it. Hey, Tammy G, how are you? Great to see you as always. It is. It's like everybody's name had to be changed for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. Maybe it's just the way that it's showing up. For me, we got Ritual Dello is also in the house. We got P Dubs hanging out in the chat saying hi. And we got C Marvel. What's going on, buddy? I voted gameplay. You don't have to tell us. It's a secret vote. Secret vote. Yes, a very good choice, so for sure. Very good choice for sure. Question, Fox. Are you going to be less angry tonight? I had nightmares after last week's episode. I think that the episodes where I'm less angry are also less fun. So we'll see. The anger may flow. The anger may not. But at least the Bears won. The great thing about this weekend is that I was guaranteed to not have a Cowboys loss because it was their bye week. JR is also in chat. Mr. Clutch coming in clutch. Thank you so much for being here, buddy. I think we've got LOL God 9623. What is up with you, Patna? Tim York is also in the house. We got Retro Cack is in the house. Cack, Cook, Cack. That's right. There we are. Nazapalooza, T Slayer. What's going on? Brooklyn, we got something for you in this show, buddy. You Evercade fiend, you. And I think that is pretty much it. Okay, everybody, listen, buckle up. It's going to be a little bit of a bumpy ride. We had to make some last-minute changes, some fun, different stuff to talk about. So kick back, grab your glass, take a look at the question in the live chat, vote. I want to know what you got to say about all that. Consider second pour. Now let's go on, slide into the first topic. Raiden no-show. Let's go ahead and get the bad stuff out of the way. I don't know. Well, it depends on what you consider bad stuff. This could be the good stuff. I have no idea. Let's bring up the picture of the beautiful Raiden cabinet by Unico. That is something that's going to be coming out soon. And, we were going to get a preview of this at IAPPA. I was actually going to go down to Orlando and cover this. As part of their booth, they have several little handhelds and things they're going to be showing off. And this was going to be the cabinet that was in the booth. Now, for those you don't know, this was actually over in Tokyo, I think a couple months ago at a game show there. And it was transported over. I'm not sure when they put this thing in the box, in the crate, and then shipped it over. But as of a few hours ago, I got confirmation that it's still in customs. Yep. The Bengals, they found a way to lose in the bye week. It's very sad. Very sad. But this is still in a container in LA in customs. And unfortunately, that does mean that it is not going to make it to the show. And that's not good. That sucks. So the original plan was I was going to go down there and meet them, help them out in the booth, and check this thing out and give you the skinny on what's going on. They're not going to have this cabinet in the booth at IAPPA. It's not going to be there. What they're going to try to do is get the regular Nova Blast down there. So it's going to be white. It's going to be 8 buttons instead of 6. And I think they're going to try to get the games. I don't know if they're going to have those, if they're going to have the custom board. I think they're going to have to try to maybe do something to simulate Raiden. But it's not going to be the true prototype. And I just wasn't interested in that. So I said, listen, how about we do this? How about I don't go? And then I make a trip out to Kansas to take a look at it when it actually makes it out of customs and into the super secret facility, the same place I went to look at the original prototype of the original Nova Blast. So that is the new plan. I actually talked to my members only live stream last week. I had found out Sunday and then double checked and got confirmation today. So they already know. The members already, if you're in the members only live streams, the after shows, you're privy to so much information, so much controversy. You absolutely consider joining. It's just $5 a month. Click it and become a member. It's awesome. You get stuff on, when you're a member of this channel. I can't say the same for other channels. Oh, and an unrelated topic, comment. Hi, Michael B. How are you? Good to see you. Hi, John. And hey, PD7. Good to see you, bud. Thanks so much for being here. Haven't seen you in a little bit, buddy. Doing well. I hope so. So this is a freaking bummer. And this is an issue because in the past, Unico has struggled to make it to some of these conventions. It's just a fact, right? They've had, and I think they've all been legitimate issues, but it still is an issue when you consider their track record. This does not help. Now, shipping, tariffs, all that stuff, we know about importing and exporting and all that stuff and the costs associated with that and the delays, but I'm not here to make any excuses for anybody. They should have had this damn thing ready. So it is what it is. So what do? We fire and adjust caliber 50, and we look forward to this at another date. Stay tuned to the channel, guys, because I absolutely want to check this out. The actual prototype. I want to see how this thing plugs in. I want to see what they're using to run the games. Is it all just on a thumb drive? Is it a custom JAMA board? I'm not exactly sure what the final result's going to be, but I really want to get a look at this. So we're going to take a look at this later. Not going to be the third week of November, unfortunately, or the second week of November, unfortunately. We're going to have to wait till, I get confirmation. As soon as I get confirmation that it's there, I'm going to make arrangements to get out there. I'd like to be out there over a weekend and check it out. Maybe do a live stream, but definitely do some videos, some in-depth about it, and find out hopefully maybe what's next and what is that seventh game. Everybody wants to know. At least I want to know, because it's like, what the hell? You told me about the games. Why can't I know this one? So what do you guys think about this? Well, unfortunately, hold on. Here you go. Unico not having something ready for a convention. That's that's impossible. Unlikely. Unfortunately, yes, it has happened. Small companies like that tend to have issues. End of the day, they've posted ship. Well, I'm not saying anything about the ship date, dude. I'm not saying anything about production. I'm only saying that the prototype that was supposed to be at a show is not going to be at that show. Okay, so that's what we'll talk about that later, I guess. But I think you and I are having a different conversation, buddy. So disappointing to say the least. I wanted to be down there and check that out and show that off to you, but we can't. But we will. We're not giving up on it. We're just gonna have to postpone it. We're gonna push it down the way a little bit. I think it's gonna be cool. PD7. I think it's gonna be interesting. I think that we could probably see more variants of the Nova Blast, which could be cool. I mean, the more licenses that they continue to lock down, I think the more licenses that we could see maybe variations of. Is that something that everybody's excited about? I don't know, because I still don't know about the candy cab crowd. Are there a lot of people that are really excited about candy cabs in this country? They tend to be kind of a niche audience, right? I'm absolutely in that audience, but I'm not sure that everybody else is. Now, if they decide to do these different variants, all the major companies did make their own candy cabs. This is a Sega candy cab, the Astro City, but companies like Capcom and I think Namco made one. SNK obviously made one. All slight variations, slightly different than the Sega version. So there's a bunch of stuff out there, a bunch of possibilities coming in, packed with games. That's going to be really fun and cool. Once again, if you like the form factor, and that's the big issue. Who likes the form factor? If you dig the form factor, then this would just be a bonus, maybe another reason to get one. But if you prefer the stand-up arcade, well, that's going to always be the sticking point, and there's no way to get around that. But if you're going to do this and you're going to have this product, I think it's good to have options and variations. And listen, just because this prototype is not going to be at IAPPA doesn't mean that IAPPA is going to be completely joyless and without any kind of news. I think we can absolutely expect to hear some stuff about the current Nova Blast, and maybe even some pre-order dates and prices and stuff about the Raiden cab. Curious to see about that. Hopefully, as soon as I find out, I will let you know the most opportunity. Yes, Raiden is great. Dodonpachi would be superb, absolutely. Dodonpachi is really, really just a great shmup, without a doubt. What was it? The Radiant Silver Gun? Am I saying that right? I feel like I'm not saying that right. The Sega STV version, Radiant Silver Gun. That's how you say that, right? I think so. I don't know. Parts of my brain are just melting away. Oh, I know. You know what always helps that? Alcohol. There we go. But I've always been a real, I mean, there's a ton of good shmups out there and a lot of cave shooters, but I think that for me, the Raiden series is just, they kind of hit that niche because the first one I really saw was Raiden 2 in the arcades. And it was just the pixelated art style, those sprites were really cool. The animations were cool. Yeah, Radiant Silvergun. Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure. Sometimes I don't know, Mike. Sometimes I just don't know. It's cool for people who are into, you're hitting the nail right on the head. It's cool for people who are into candy cabs, but not my thing. I don't like the form factor, but I'm happy for those who do. It's why you need to sort of appeal to both audiences, right? B. Kirby, you don't want to just have, you want to be, and I don't know, maybe they don't, but I think you really want to be a arcade company, not just a candy cab company. And I don't think that's their focus. I really don't think that's their focus. How long is it going to take them to get there? I'm not sure, but they are making strides in the right direction. This, unfortunately, is a speed bump. And you gotta call a spade, and I'm not just gonna go down there to review handhelds because we all know how great they are, okay? And Unico handhelds are the best stuff, but just not quite what I'm interested in. So we're gonna push this off. We're gonna postpone that, but it will absolutely be something we do, and it'll be kind of more of an intimate setting. We can have some one-on-one time with the Raiden cab. Maybe we can be a little inappropriate. Moving on. Okay, let's move on to some Kith. Some Kith stuff is going on. Yeah, Kith collabs. Oh yeah, Kith collabs. Let me know, guys. We're gonna go through this, and I need to know what everybody's thinking. I really know what I think it's crazy. Oh yeah, Taito had a cool one, didn't he? Taito had such a great list of shmups and retro games in general. They need to make an Egret Mini 2 Countercade version. I wish they could nail the subtleties of the shapes. All the different candy cabs had slightly different shapes. One thing that I don't know if this would work at all, but one of the really unique candy cabs was actually the Capcom Cutie. 19-inch monitor, much smaller. I don't even know if that may even be better aimed at kids. I don't know, but it had a definitely unique form factor. I don't know if that would work. I think that what they're going to do probably is just keep the same shape. And the great thing about those pods on top, the marquee pod, is you can actually swap that out, and you could have different versions based on whatever company you're working with. So that could be a slight alteration, but I think the cab shape for the most part is going to be the same. But the good thing about the modular nature of those, like the control panel and then the marquee pod up top, is that they could swap those out and make them look a little bit more like the company's original candy cabs from back in the day. Small things. They're not going to be able to nail all the little subtleties of each candy cab, but it would be cool. But if they could just do something a little bit different, that would be awesome. It is easier just to it was easier to just use the Nova Blast for the collaboration. Hope for more. Yeah, I think so. Well, and it's not a bad thing. The great thing about the Nova Blast is it was designed to be in both orientations, so horizontal and vertical. So coming out with a vertical shooter is kind of a great way to showcase the fact that, yeah, you can just rotate the monitor. It's a couple screws. It's not like a push button deal. It's not just going to rotate like Glenn's super smooth 19-inch. You got to manually do it yourself, but you could set it up for any kind of game that you want. And I think you're right. It's easier, but it makes sense too. I mean, why not? I mean, show off some of the you have a Kithkin. That's right. What is a Kith? Well, we're about to talk about it. Kith. Yeah, I think P-Dubs said something about Kith my ass. So we're not going to do that. We're gonna hit you with some of the good stuff. So another Kith collab, and I will say that I thought that these days were kind of behind us, and I'm not saying that in kind of like a negative way. I think that when they were doing the collaborations, when Arcade1up was sort of in their prime, doing these collaborations, while most of them, in fact, almost all of them, were not for me, that was definitely a sign that they were doing something. They were collaborating with these big companies, these maybe kind of super like hip companies. That's what the kids say. They're, if you're down with the lingo, these kind of cool sort of hipster type of companies, clothing brands and all that, to try to get other people to get eyes on their product. And I think that is definitely a sign that they're doing something, right? The company was growing at that point. So all this crazy stuff was coming out. You had the NBA Jam Chinatown, and you had all that stuff, right? You had the what was the big blue covered in blood? I forget what that was. The clot. Yeah, the clot. Yeah, the clot big blue was another one that I just didn't want. And there was a Kith collaboration. No, back in the day, I say back in the day because it was 2 years ago, guys, over 2 years ago. Now, back then, this was the Kith collab, and it was based on I mean, you pick your poison here. This shape was used for the Capcom cabs. This shape was used for the Mortal Kombat cabs. And back when we had risers, kids, remember the risers? The artwork on this, and this is the one I think I was probably the most tempted on this one because of the artwork from the original comics, the X-Men comics. I love the left side. I hated the right side. And at the time when I did the video talking about this, I wanted them to do this. This would have been the best artwork, right? X-Men, this is basically two parts of that famous comic book. So you would have Wolverine and Cyclops on the left, you'd have Magneto on the right. And to me, it almost kind of makes it completes one picture, because if you're reading the comic, these two images are kind of side by side. That would have made more sense. Instead, they went with this. And it was probably my favorite of the collabs, I guess. He just said Glenn and Super Smooth in the same sentence. That's right. Because when I think of Super Smooth, I think of Glenn and his GRS FU. That's right. That's right. Like it up. Like it up, everyone. Yes, like it up. Smash the like button. It's free, and it's the right thing to do. So that was the first collab, the Kith collab. And then, like I said, when this stuff was going on, the company was growing, and I kind of thought these days were far behind us, and we weren't going to see anything like this. And then out of the flipping blue, today, all of a sudden, you start seeing stuff from Kith popping up all over the place. And we're going to go ahead and start with this Kith cab. So, oh boy, I know that Michael B is going to love this side art. I know that those of you out there that are really into original arcade artwork, authenticity, are going to just dig it. You're going to be all about it, right? Well, maybe not. Yeah, probably not, because this is not so it's not necessarily bad art, but in my humble opinion, it's worse than what we saw before. At least this kind of paid homage to the X-Men, comic books, and it had some of that styling. This is not so much. This looks like an image from Marvel vs. Capcom 3, that kind of artwork, even though Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is not on here. This is obviously Marvel vs. Capcom 2, another one of those cabinets. And they just kind of took the art, and this center where the control or the coin door is, that's sort of the main image. And then they kind of sort of like stretch it or cut it in half, and they have the same image on the left and the right. Ryu's face is cut in half on both. And so I guess it's okay, because the side panels, I guess if you put them together, like if you switch them around, it would form one big image. But it doesn't work. That works if you have like maybe DVDs, you can set it on a shelf side by side, but not when you have a cabinet where you're never going to see these two next to each other unless you buy two and put them back to back. That's the only way you're going to really be able to get to see this. I don't know. I think this is a missed opportunity. It's not really what I would like. I'm shocked that Arcade1up still have the ability to do this. X-Men 97 hasn't been available in quite a while. That's right. Because you're going to find this is not actually X-Men 97. I mean, it's the same games list, but I think that the X-Men 97 is not going to be the branding here. I think this is just going to be another Marvel vs. Capcom 2 PCB. But we will talk about that in just 1 second. It's not bad artwork for a special cab, but why cut the characters now? See, you're singing my song, man. It's exactly what I'm thinking. Like, I don't understand why you can't center up some of the art. I mean, this is more focused, less on X-Men and more on Marvel vs. Capcom. So I get that. So you could have done some Capcom on the left, some, Marvel on the right. I mean, sort of what they did with the Marvel vs. Capcom 1, artwork they did on that first Marvel vs. Capcom cab, that third generation cabinet. That was actually pretty cool. I like the way they did that. They just took that old poster from back in the day and they just did that. But this, to me, it's just not as far as the side art and the kick plate art, I'm not really digging it. No, this isn't it's Marvel vs. Capcom 1 artwork from its release on Xbox 360 and PS3. Okay, so, but it looks like the art style of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, even though the game is not on here, even though there's obviously some slight differences. To me, that's what it reminds me of, the kind of character models and stuff. But I'm sure you're probably right. Magneto is split in half. Yes. I don't see Magneto anyway on the side. So but that's fine. It is what it is. Yeah. Same thing. Different names. Exactly. I just meant that the X-Men 97, I think that's why this is more branded towards the game and less towards the X-Men itself. Let's take a look at some of the good, though. And this is not, in my opinion, this is not all bad. So looking at the front of the cabinet, the business end, the stuff you're going to see every day, I like the dark diamond plate. So this is the Capcom diamond plate, but a darker take on this. I really like this. I think this looks really good. I've always liked the diamond plate anyway. Going a little less light gray with a darker black. Looks like it's kind of reflective, like there's a light shining from one side and reflecting off of the diamond plate. I like that. I like the way that looks. And also, look at those buttons, kids. We got LEDs. We got LEDs with a switch. So we've seen this on a lot of the other cabinets before. The latest time, I mean, the most recent time we've seen this is on that pub table. You could turn the lights off and on. So there's that. So it's one of those gimmicks. It does kind of remind me of the Marvel Superheroes cabinet they did a while back, that special edition that also had the LED lights. I thought that was kind of cool. Especially to me, that made more sense because it was like what is it? The something of the gyms. Something of the gym. It's not Gym Fighter. It's the first X-Men game. I can't remember. But anyway, it was all about those the stones, from Marvel. Yeah, the MCU even showcased these. You had the Soul Stone, you had all the other stones, and that was kind of invoked that, right? And so it's kind of a callback in some ways to some of those other Infinity Stone type themed cabinets, and it's kind of cool. It is a gimmick. It is a little, I mean, some people may think it's silly. A lot of people you're probably just going to turn these damn lights off, but I don't hate it. Because it is at least, and value adder. I don't know. See Marvel, let me know what you're thinking. I don't like the light up deck as compared to LED buttons. Their last release of LED buttons is the Marvel cab you are talking about. Yeah, they did but they did a pub table. They just did a pub table that also had the same thing. Or maybe it was the lights. I think it was the light up cup holders. I think that's the one they had. Yeah. I mean, no, you're right. The Marvel Superheroes 3rd generation cabinet is also the one that had they had a limited edition. They had actually 3 different versions. They had a standard version. They had a limited edition that had the orange T molding. That's the one I had. And then they had what was this? A Costco? Was that a Costco? The early Costco special, or was this like a Home Shopping Network special or something where they had the LEDs? I can't remember. Could have been a Sam's Club. I'm not sure. But yeah, that was more like, and that made sense because there was a focus on the Infinity Stones in this Marvel Superheroes game, and X-Men, it was Marvel Superheroes, X-Men, and then Punisher were on that cabinet. Very fun cabinet. Overall, though, I mean, like check out the the other details. I kind of like I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I kind of dig the way that there's a couple things going on here. You have the actual bezel around has got that Kith sort of logo that extends up into the speaker panel. You can kind of see it here. The speaker panel, for like probably the first time ever, has got some kind of an artwork on it. So that's interesting, different, kind of cool. It makes that a little less plain. And then the marquee is not bad. Now, is it going to be washed out? I don't know. Now, remember the last one, this one here. Let's look about this one here. Just said Kith on it. I think there was a small little icon off in the bottom right-hand corner that said Marvel or something. That's not what you want on your cabinet. You want something more, something that showcases the actual game itself. Fox, is there a reason Arcade1up couldn't extend the control panel slightly to the sides like they did with TMNT cabs? More room for 2 adults. They are reusing the exact same pattern that they have for everything else. This is basically the most current use of this, because it's not a Slim Katie, it's not a slim cabinet, is the Mortal Kombat Deluxe. This is basically a Mortal Kombat Deluxe. Obviously, the artwork's all different, but that's basically what they did. They didn't want to take the time to redesign it because they're in the business of making things skinnier and thinner and less stuff. The marquee looks terribly washed out to me. Maybe it will be better in person, but it's boring looking anyway. I'm very not impressed with this, even if it wasn't extra, even if it wasn't extra overpriced. And we're going to get that in just a second. Absolutely. But I think that, and you raise a pretty good point, but I think for me, it looks way better than the first Kith marquee, which probably isn't saying much. Also on the back of the cabinet, this image off to the right-hand side, it looks like gold brushed aluminum. You can barely see what the hell it says, but it says Marvel versus Capcom Kith, and it's a special edition, limited edition. So this is going to be a sort of like a plaque that's stuck on the cardboard looking wood on the very back of the cabinet. That's what that is. That's what that is. How much you think they're asking for this? Oh, we're going to get into that in just 1 second. Absolutely. It's $9 for deluxe. Oh, wait. Don't spoil it. You gotta wait for it and let that simmer a little bit before you take it off the stove. Over on their Instagram, they're also doing some cool stuff. If you're, I think this is New York. I don't know where the hell this is. Pizzeria. Yeah, it's New York. In New York, if you're in the area and you know these pizzerias, these specific pizzerias, they're going to have a couple of these hanging out. You can jam on them. If you check out their Instagram, they got a couple people playing them. And yeah, this looks like it's going to have a custom Kith splash screen, just like the first one did. But overall, it's just going to be, it's a Marvel versus Capcom 2 PCB, and it's going to have, I'm sure it'll have some, maybe the color will be a little bit different, whatever. But for the latest and greatest on all of the let me just let's just go right now to their website so you can check it out. So let me share my screen just real quick, and here we go. So for the low price of $895, you too can get your hands on one of these starting tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. The pre-orders will go live. And even at $900, they're probably going to go pretty quickly because these are limited to only 225 editions. So only 225 of these. And I think that they already had we can go over some of the images here. You can see that's a little plaque on the back there. That's the shot of the whole front. Kind of see that. And you've seen some of these. This is just the side art, more of the side art. Zoom in. I kind of stole a lot of these images for my slideshow presentation. Here's another look at the just a live button and stuff. Nothing really out of the ordinary. Nothing out of the ordinary. The coin door, there's nothing special about the coin door. It's just a regular coin door. You can see that the artwork is kind of fuzzy a little bit. Maybe. We'll talk about some fuzzy art stuff later. Kith logo right there on the control panel. It is going to come with a stool. So, I mean, that's worth the $900 asking price. But I think that they had some kind of and somebody said something about this to me. They had some sort of a raffle for the first so many. I don't know how many it was, the first 10 or 20 or whatever. And you know that because if you go over, let me share this screen. You'll know that because if you go over to eBay right now, kids, that's right. If you're bummed because you only get to pay $900, you could pay much, much more. There was a raffle. I guess it was a raffle for some of these, and they've already found their way to eBay. So for $2,500, kids, you too can lock in. I mean, come on. I don't even know what you're waiting for. This looks like this is an image of the raffle winner. Yeah, here we go. Your entry has been selected. So they had a raffle at some point. I have no idea. I guess this morning. Like all this stuff happened with almost no notification at all. So you can't see that because that was opened up in a different tab. But yeah, so $2,500, guys. I mean, it's a hell of a deal, I think. And but if you don't like this and you want something for about the same price but a little bit older, you can just scroll on down and look. Hey, look, they actually have the original number 51 of 225. So this is the same run that they did on the last one for $2,500. So, I mean, I think if you just, if you're maybe bummed because you haven't bought a bunch of arcade stuff this year, look, you got options and you can just spend all that money in one place and get a cabinet that's a little, art is, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But it's basically just going to be an Arcade1up Marvel vs. Capcom 2 PCB inside. And that was a good PCB, I think, for the most part. I never had any issues with mine. I used a couple on a couple different builds that I did. So there's that. Knock yourself out. Enjoy yourself if you want. But for me, I think I'm gonna pass. Well, I forgot about the anti-tip straps. Right there, that's worth the price of admission. That's something I like to wear on my wrist to avoid these places with their crazy tipsy. Yeah, something about these hipsters, guys. I don't know. I don't get it. I think a date with Cindy Sweeney would be if is that only $2,500? I think that's talking about value, guys. That's where it's at. That is where it's at. But it wasn't all extremely overpriced, elaborate items. I'm curious to know who in the community will buy this. People with a lot of disposable income. But I'll say this, B. Now, I'm not getting one. But I will say this. For those of us out there that haven't bought anything all year long, and you've been kind of wanting something new, and maybe you didn't get your Marvel vs. Capcom 2 kick when they had it out the first time on the riser, or when they brought it out another time with the Kith combo. Maybe you didn't get that one, or maybe you also didn't. Maybe you passed on the X-Men '97 because that had the same games in it. So maybe you missed out on that. Maybe you're just desperate enough to pay $900 for this combo. I'm not, but some people might be. They can kith my abs for that price. Yes, that's kind of crazy. But it wasn't all super hyper expensive stuff today from Kith. There was something else that happened. Something else that I think once you see, I'll show you what it is, and I'm also going to show you the price. We're just going to go to the website. You're going to be actually shocked. I'm sorry. Fox, you're missing one more kind of arcade machine to make yours perfect. A punching machine. Well, depending on what kind of game I'm having, all my machines are punching machines. It's the good thing about owning some of the full size. They'll take a beating, and they'll take a licking and keep on ticking. Let me go ahead and share my screen of the other Kith item that is not. It's not that bad. So for $70, you can get yourself a Kith Capcom Super Pocket. That's right, kids. A Kith Super Pocket. This is another thing that just happened. It just within hours, like this morning, I think this afternoon or sometime. I don't even know when. It happened so quick. This actually came up. Check it out. This is going to be just another handheld. Obviously, it's going to have all the Kith branding all over the place. Capcom on the top there. And kind of zoom in, you're going to see it's Kith. It is kind of it's clear, obviously a clear kind of a smoked case with Kith stamped all over it. You're going to have obviously some kind of I don't think this is limited though. So that's a good thing. That means the price is going to be reasonable compared to other Super Pockets. And it's only going to be $70. Now, the production run has sold out. Just so you know, it's sold out, but you can go ahead and put your order in for the next 2 days, I think. So today's the 9th. So Wednesday, November 12th at noon is when they're going to close the orders. So they're open until then. It's going to take you 6 months to get your hands on one, but it's $70, which is about the price of a Super Pocket now, maybe $10 more. I think that's actually less than the Neo Geo special edition or limited edition that I got from Evercade. Evercade Direct. I think it's a Fun Stock. Yeah, Fun Stock. So it's cheaper than that. And it's kind of cool if you want something a little bit different. If you like collecting these little handhelds, that's kind of cool. One thing that's not kind of cool, where is the little door? A little sliding door for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. Let me zoom this out. So this is the original Capcom here, and there's always this little cover that covers where the cartridges go. And it matches. It's like matches the body of your handheld. I don't see it here. I don't know why. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Kith? I mean, you're making these custom, right? And these are made to order. Why are we not getting that? So, other than the branding, what's different? Well, it's going to have a custom startup screen, like all the Kith products do, and I think that's really about it. The built-in games are going to be all the same. You really just have some Kith branding. So it's going to be different. It's going to be, is it cool? Is it something that you want? I don't really know. If you like these little handhelds from Evercade, these little super pockets, I'm sorry, hyper mega tech. Yes, Blaze is making these, not Evercade. If you want to get your hands on one, you still got a couple days to put your order in. I actually did order one of these because I don't know, I think it's kind of cool, and I like having these. I don't have them all. There was the first limited edition were kind of a clear version of this and the Taito version. I don't have that. I don't have that as far as the special editions go. This I would consider sort of a special edition, not limited, but special. So I've got one ordered because I think that these are kind of cool, and it looks way better than this one. I mean, Capcom, I know you're all about blue and yellow, but damn. So that one is a little more subtle. It's also going to come with that's a custom case, custom box, packaging. So I guess, that's something. Maybe it'll sit on the shelf for a while, but I don't know. I already have the limited edition Capcom Super Pocket, so I will pass on this, even though it will be a cool collector's item. I can't believe you, Brooklyn. I thought for sure you were going to get this. But yeah, I mean, the one that you have is actually limited. So this is not limited, but come on. You got to have it. You got to collect them. It's going to look good on your shelf. And I think I don't even know if I'll take it out of the box. I don't know. That could just sit on a shelf, but I'm probably going to take it out of the box. I take everything out of the box. Very few things I keep in the box because, come on, yeah, Blaze makes Evercades. Yes. Yeah, I see. Exactly. Israel. Yeah. What? You're not getting it? That just came up from a Google search for Kith. Yep. It just this just popped off as I was getting the show ready. I was looking at I think I was on Facebook or maybe Instagram, and then I follow Evercade, and they actually said, hey, we're also doing something with Kith, and I'm like, crap, already made the thumbnail, so I had to go back and remake the thumbnail. So that is latest and greatest Kith collabs. Are you interested in any of that stuff? What do you think about the Arcade1up? It is kind of good to see them retaining that shape. Is it I don't know. Is this possible that maybe this was in the works and then that's the end of it? Is this the end? Or can we see maybe possibly another Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cabinet come out? Because we haven't had a legit Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Deluxe. They had the X-Men 97, same games list, but it wasn't Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Could we see another one of those? That would not be a bad cabinet to come back out with. I kind of wish we still had the Capcom, Deluxe would be really, really nice. But unfortunately, I just don't get it. Whoa, what is going on here? B. Kirby, thank you so much. Gifting 5 memberships. You know what? That's a super chat if I ever saw one. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, buddy. And I got to give you something a little special. Here you go. So that's enough about the Kith. I think it's going to be definitely something super expensive. Probably not something that most of you are going to get. I'm not going to get the cabinet. I did get the Super Pocket. I think that's kind of cool. And maybe, just maybe, this is a positive thing for Arcade1up. Maybe they're going to come out with another Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Maybe they're going to reuse that same shape again, because the last thing we want to see is another Slim Katie. Oh, I love it. I love the reactions, the spiteful reactions of criticism. That's right. In response to the show I did last week, the show where we talked about side art on the iconic arcade, we got a response, guys. And this is sometimes how you got to kind of play the game. Interesting to find out what we found out. Now, last week wasn't a harsh criticism at all. We talked about the side art and the way that the image was displaying and how it looked a little bit odd. And then I said, we talked about that. If you want to watch all the details, go check out last week's show. In response to that, over on the official Media 1UP Facebook group, we got a response. And this comes to us from Neo Geo 64, the official, I guess, liaison for Iconic Arcade. Says, hey guys, check it out. Check out the artwork on the side. The canvas sort of effect, and we talked about the differences between the two images. The fact that was not a grain, that was just an effect based on the images that they used for the side art. Check out this on the golden sample, the Street Fighter Alpha 2 golden sample. check out the side panel. Now, why is the golden sample in someone's apartment? Who knows? Who knows? This should be on the production floor, being put into production. But it is what it is. I'm just happy we have this confirmation, guys. Check it out. Now, if you want to know more about this, head on over to the Retail Insiders, where they're going to tell you what to buy from them. Speaking of buying stuff from them, head on over to my TeePublic and buy my stuff. If you're just buying stuff, buy stuff. But this is a big deal, guys, because now I think that the Street Fighter II cabinet that we saw assembled, I think that was referred to as the golden sample. This is actually blatantly described as the golden sample for the Alpha 2 cap. What's a golden sample? The golden sample is a perfect representation of what the customer is going to get. And that is what they use as the sample, the master mold, to use an X-Men term, for production. So you say, hey, you see this thing? Make a lot of them. And away they go. So there's a couple things going on right now. The fact that if these truly are the golden samples, that means that production has actually begun, because you can't have production without the golden sample. So that's a good thing, I think, especially if these things are supposed to ship in mid-December. They need to be in production already. Absolutely. So hopefully that is the case. Golden sample is what you give for a drug test. Yes, unless you're very hydrated, then it's more of a clear, like yellow, less golden. Stay hydrated, kids. Well, it's winter. You shouldn't have a problem with that. Don't drink too much. You will get dehydrated. So if we've got the golden sample out there of both cabinets, that means that they're in full production. And that also means that you and I can expect a lot of videos, a lot of images showing off this cabinet. Finally, after all these months, now that we've confirmed that the golden samples are legit real, that means they are fully operational, fully functional, exactly what a customer can expect to get. Whatever you're going to receive, this is it. Then that means they're done, they're complete, they're finished. And I can't wait to see some UI. I can't wait to see some gameplay. I can't wait to see this thing shown off in all of its glory. Finally, the golden samples are done. If this truly is a golden sample. Now, golden samples, like I said, they are an exact replication, a copy of, or the master mold. This is the thing that is going to be emulated. It's going to be exactly what you're going to receive at home. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the box that it goes in is necessarily done, and maybe some of the literature isn't quite done yet. But once you mass produce these things, they got to go in a box. So, the box, if it's not done now, it's probably not that far behind. I mean, or maybe it is done. Maybe it's all done. And that begs the question, if everything's done, why haven't we seen anything of any substance? We've seen multiple images of T-molding, once again, prompted by people like me that are asking questions. You got to ask questions, kid, or they're not going to share anything. They're like poker players. They're going to keep those cards close to their chest. So you gotta pick and prod, kind of get them to force their hand, because if not, they're just going to, take your money and not tell you anything, obviously. So I'm interested to see what other stuff's going to come out, because I think at this point you have to actually show stuff off now. Golden samples are available. That means everything's ready to go. So full tours of the item itself that you're getting, should be expected by every single pre-order holder, especially since it's been, 11 months now since some of you put your money down, and they've pushed the ship date. Understandable. It's fine. But with the golden samples confirmed, now there is no excuse. And that's probably my biggest point right now. See, there is no excuse now. The golden samples are confirmed. It's done. It's ready. Boom, stamped. So start putting out videos, showing it off. Put it out there. And I think Media1up or Iconic should do it themselves. Don't rely on anybody, me or anybody else. Don't wait to get it into the hands of a YouTuber. Put that stuff out there. You got your own YouTube channels. Put it out there. What say you people in the chat? Well, it's better than a mini shower. That's true. That's true. After almost a year, the Alpha 2 damn sure better be good. Absolutely. And I think the best way to put your customers' minds at ease, now that this golden sample is confirmed and it's done, it's ready, and the cabinet is complete, and it's done, then there's no reason why we can't expect to see something. And I hope that we do. Whether I pre-ordered it or not doesn't really matter, but that's the great thing about America and this, this country we live in, this community that we're a part of, even if you didn't buy the thing, you can still have an opinion on it. And you can still want other people to actually get, what they paid for, within a reasonable amount of time. You should want all your friends. I want your expectations to be met. I don't want anybody to be shafted or screwed over, And I think that after this long, maybe don't even send it to just the general public. Maybe just email all those people that actually have pre-orders. Email them a little something. And then maybe that email gets out and we can all talk about it. Yeah, iconic, rock on. Golden sample, baby. Boom, it's done. It's ready. And now that it's out there, all your excuses just faded away because we need to see something. Everybody that has a pre-order needs to see something. Fox should take a drink every time gold sample is said. Well, it's only been said once. This is the first time they've said it, I believe. That's the golden sample phrase, the golden sample. Yes. Let's see it. Absolutely. Why not? Why not? If the golden sample is real, then why not? Why not? Show that bad boy off. And I think it's gonna be great. If it lives up to the hype, it could be really awesome. Why isn't it simultaneous media for both cabs? Should, because they're basically the same cab, same games list, just different artwork, but I don't want to make any assumptions. All we know is that this is the golden sample, which could apply to both cabinets. I would like to see the golden sample plugged in. I would like to see the golden sample plugged in and powered up, and the game select screen, and the game's running. Love to see Street Fighter 3 running. Even the alpha games. All these things can run on very, very not super robust PCBs, but we're going to have a Pi 5 in this. It's going to be able to handle all this stuff. So it shouldn't be an issue at all. Moat, great to see you, buddy. Showcase the gimmick. It's time to show it off. It's time. 11 months. It's time. It is very much time. Golden sample stamped. Now it's time to show everybody. And then make everybody like me who didn't pre-order, make us want one so bad, right? Drive that second wave of pre-orders. That's what you should be doing, because 11 months is far too long to wait. Now, the Basic Fun said next year we are going to get the ultimate wrestling cab. Wow. What about everyone that purchased WrestleFest this year? All those people are disappointed, except the people that like a ROM that's missing characters and poor side art and no deck protector. And those people are happy, right? But everybody else who's been in the game for a while, and you got that Arcade1up sort of standard in your mind, you're all mad. You're not real happy. I've been patient this far. I can wait a little longer to see the final product. As a pre-order person, I'd love to have a little something extra. Absolutely. You and everybody else who pre-ordered this thing and you rode the waves of uncertainty, it's time. If the golden sample is truly a golden sample, it is ready for prime time. Show the pre-order holders what they're missing. Show the people that didn't pre-order what they're missing. Oh, can you imagine? Everybody's going to be waiting, for Amazon with a credit card. Just come on. I want it. Golden sample, golden flow in the military. Absolutely. Haven't we learned our lesson from pre-orders? No, we haven't. Sadly, unfortunately. Fox, not related. Do you have a company you recommend for getting custom light up marquees? I have one I found, but I want your input, please. Give me some time to think on that, because I don't know which ones are actually still in production. I have a really good one over there for my Ninja Turtles cabinet, but I can't. I don't know. Angel Visibility is on Facebook. I'll have to message me. Send me an email if you think about it, 19kfox1@gmail.com. And I'll see if I can't get a list together for you. Different light up marquees. And you can also tell me in that email what you're talking about as far as what cabinet you're trying to put this in. So the golden sample is, yeah. Angelo is the best. He's absolutely the best. So yeah, good news, I think, overall. Golden sample is out there. It's real. So we should see a lot more media and coverage and stuff about that. So that's good. If you got the hankering to spend some money on some Kith collabs, that is also an option too. Lots of fun stuff to be had, kids. Lots of fun stuff, you know. Oh, would you look at that?
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
Okay, unfortunately, it is that time to go ahead and wrap it up. But before we do, we got to talk about the poll question. Jump up here real quick. Let me go ahead and click on this. And 118 votes, not bad, guys. Going to go ahead and shut it down. And then we're going to take a little screenshot so we can see what the results of the poll were. I'm going to post this later on for all the people that did get a chance to vote and didn't get a chance to be here for the live stream. Let's go ahead and clip that and download the image. There we go. All right, so coming in fourth place. Okay, remember the question was, what do you want to see from the iconic arcade golden sample? Coming in the fourth spot, fourth place is Marquee Close Up. Only 8% of you want to see more of the marquee. Coming in the number 3 spot is the Game Select screen. That should have been higher, but that still got 24% of the vote. So what came in number 1? What came in number 1 was nothing. I don't care. With 41% of the vote, I think people are kind of done. They've passed on it. With 27%, second place is the gameplay. So, 41% of you are like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. And that's not good for the actual cabinet itself. I think there's a couple reasons why. Frustration. It's been so long. You've been waiting. You've dying. You want to see something, and you're just like, you've given up. Some of you are just tired of fighters. And maybe that is speaking to the bigger problem here. Not so much the cabinets themselves, but the games that are on those cabinets. Maybe that's the problem. Who knows? I think the excitement will ramp up once the actual cabinet does come out and people start getting their hands on it. And if it meets expectation, I think that some of that excitement will return. Maybe not so much for this, but absolutely for the second cabinet coming up. Is that going to be Double Dragon? Who knows? Everybody, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. Members, stay right here. You're going to be automatically redirected to the after show. Once again, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the channel. Have a great week. Have a blessed week. Don't work too hard. And I'll see you all right back here next time. Peace.